What if you could build a system that works 24/7, never sleeps, never takes a break, and potentially generates income for you automatically? Not by luck, not by gambling, but through smart AI automation. So in this explainer, I'm going to show you how these AI agents actually work, how they can automate tasks, and how you can start building your very own system step by step.
All right, so here's our roadmap. First, we're going to get crystal clear on what these AI agents actually are. Then, we'll dive into how they're being used to generate real income. After that, we're going to peek under the hood to see how they think, we'll cover the essential tools you'll need to build one, and then walk through a simple blueprint to get you started. And, we have to wrap it up with a necessary reality check, because with this kind of power comes some very real responsibility.
So, first things first, what in the world are we even talking about when we say AI agents? Let's be really clear. This is something way more advanced than the chatbots you're probably used to interacting with.
Okay, the definition is right here, but the two most important words are autonomous system. And the key phrase? Without continuous human intervention. That's the game changer. This isn't just a tool that you have to constantly manage. It's designed to operate on its own to get a job done.
And this, right here, is the fundamental difference. A chatbot is reactive. It just sits there and waits for you to ask it something. An AI agent, on the other hand, is proactive. It doesn't just answer questions, it takes action. It can make its own decisions, it can use other software tools, and it can run entire processes from start to finish. That's what makes this whole thing so incredibly powerful.
All right, let's get to the part that probably got your attention in the first place, the financial potential. And we're not just talking about a little bit of side cash. This is a seriously fast-growing market.
So what does that huge number on the screen actually mean? Well, that's the projected size of the AI agent market by 2030. We're talking over $52 billion. Let me be clear, this is not some niche tech trend. We are looking at a massive economic shift happening right now.
So how are people actually using this to make money? Well, these are some of the most common proven models out there right now. We're seeing agents that can automate entire YouTube channels or blogs. And the really smart ones don't just pump out random text, they first analyze the top-performing content in a niche to figure out its structure and style. Others are running affiliate marketing campaigns 24/7, handling customer support, or even automating boring repetitive tasks for freelancers, which lets them take on way more clients.
So we've covered the what and the why. Now let's get into the how. How does one of these agents actually work on the inside?
This is the million-dollar question, right? This is what separates just being curious from actually building something. I promise you, it's not magic. There's a logical, structured process happening under the hood that lets an agent take a complex goal and turn it into a completed task.
Whoa, okay, this looks complicated, but stick with me. Let's just break it down. This is pretty much the agent's brain. It all starts with cognition, thinking about the goal. Then it moves into planning, breaking that big goal down into smaller, doable steps. It uses its memory and its tools to take action. And here's the most important part. It has a feedback loop to check its own work and adjust its strategy if something's not going right. It's a constant cycle of thinking, planning, acting, and learning.
So let's translate that complex diagram into a simple 5-step workflow you can actually understand. Everything starts with a trigger. Let's say a new email arrives in your inbox. Next, the AI processing kicks in, usually a large language model, and it analyzes that email. Then comes the decision logic. If the email mentions a refund, then the agent takes an action, like creating a support ticket. And finally, it verifies that the action was actually completed. See? Trigger, process, decide, act, verify. Simple as that.
Okay, so you get the logic, but what do you actually use to build one of these things? Well, the amazing news is you don't need to be a programmer. Seriously, the rise of no-code tools has made this stuff accessible to pretty much anyone.
Your tech stack really breaks down into three main parts. First, you've got your automation platform, like N8 or Zapier. Think of this as the nervous system that connects everything. Second, you need an AI model API, like from OpenAI or Claude. This is the brain that does the actual thinking. And third, you need a deployment platform like AWS or Vercel. This is basically where your agent lives online, so it can run around the clock 24/7.
Theory is great and all, but let's make this really concrete. Here's a blueprint for a starter project that you could actually build, just to see how all these pieces fit together in the real world. So imagine an automated affiliate marketing system. Step 1, the AI generates a piece of content, like a product review. Step 2, the agent automatically publishes that review to a blog.
Step 3, it cleverly inserts your unique affiliate link. Step 4, it connects to tracking systems to see how many clicks you're getting. And step 5, this is the magic. It uses that performance data to decide what kind of content it should generate next. It creates this amazing self-optimizing loop.
All right, before you get too excited and run off to build your empire, we need to pump the brakes for a second. The potential we've been talking about is very real, but so are the risks. It is absolutely crucial to understand that this is not some set-it-and-forget-it magic money machine.
From a business perspective, these are the classic mistakes that sink most people who try this. They build something cool that nobody actually needs, they charge way too little for their work, they can't prove that it provides real value, or they promise the moon and can't deliver. And maybe the biggest one of all, they completely ignore the safety and ethical guardrails that are required to deploy these systems responsibly.
This quote, it really just cuts right to the heart of it, doesn't it? We're moving way beyond simple business mistakes here and into much deeper, more important territory. The power we have with these tools demands a whole new level of foresight and responsibility.
And these risks, they go deep. Ethically, we're talking about the potential to misuse personal data or create systems with really harmful biases. Legally, the whole area is a minefield of intellectual property fights. But the environmental cost? That's something we just can't ignore. Listen to this. Training just one large AI model can use up to 700,000 liters of fresh water. That is staggering. Its carbon footprint can be 5 times the entire lifetime emissions of a car. These are not side notes. They are central challenges that we have to face head-on.
So, with all that in mind, the incredible potential and the very serious risks, what's the right way to think about the future? Well, it starts by throwing out that simplistic story of AI versus humans.
The real opportunity isn't about being replaced, it's about becoming the architect. The people who are going to thrive in this new era are the ones who can identify real-world problems and then strategically build and direct these intelligent systems to solve them, both effectively and responsibly.
So look, the barrier to entry for this stuff is lower than it has ever been. We've walked through the framework, you know the basic tools, and you are now aware of both the incredible potential and the serious pitfalls. So the real question isn't if you can build something, it's what you will choose to build. What problem will you solve first?